I'm working on doing a little bit of finalization on this painting I started, which is a picture of a blue heron from a photograph I took down in one of the waterways down in Bradenton, Florida. I went on ahead and it's solidly dry. It's totally dry. As a matter of fact, I did use liquid on it, and it did set. It's 9 by 6 inches. I went on ahead and put a real light sheen of linseed oil on top of it, and now I'm starting to add some shadows in the background and the foliage and so forth. This mixture is a mixture of sap green with some burnt umber in it, which may not be dark enough for what I actually want. So for right now, we're going to go ahead and just put these lines, blend this along. So anyway, let's just get working on this here. Okay. I'm going to get all kinds of little areas here. Just kind of. It's actually, I'm using a number 4 filbert. And as it goes up, the tree line kind of goes up this way here, or the foliage line. It's actually kind of blurred back down through here because of the water. It's a little bit crisper when it's up towards the through its reflection and so forth. So I'm just doing kind of more or less as close as I can to a mirror image on that. The video here stops at 11:49 for what I found out, which I haven't been able to figure out. I'm still learning how to use this GoPro. It's a really amazing camera. This is really my first time of even doing this, so please bear with me until I can actually learn how to use it properly. I'm going to go ahead back into some burnt umber. I'm actually a little bit darker. And I'm going to mix some French ultramarine blue in with it. And I'm going to make it darker, so some of this other area can stand out a little bit more, because it does have some darker areas in it. And of course I am using liquid and turpentine. And of course, this gets pretty dark back and through here. And it's got some foliage and stuff in through here and so forth. So I'll wipe it off. All right, now I'm going to go into my little bit lighter green now and start adding some. Start transitioning with a little bit brighter leaves. I'm actually going to switch to a smaller brush. I'm going to switch to a little bit smaller brush here. I'm going to use the let's see here now. I think I'm going to step down to it's a sable. It's a, I believe a number 2 is what it is. So I'm going to go back in these colors here, a little bit of liquid in it, a little bit more sap green, and go back and add some more, just a dash here and there, some additional colors. You know, if you look at it, you can see quite a few different colors in it. And you know, it's when you're painting, it's kind of like, you know, it's trial and error when you get into this stuff here. So don't feel like the Lone Ranger. Just press forward. That's what you got to do. I'm just throwing some stuff in here to make it look like there's some foliage out there. Now, whatever technique you're used to using at this, I'd say that's excellent. More power to you. Okay, put some stuff out here because it's going to be a little bit more here. Like I said, there's a lot of different techniques. Whatever brush works good for you. You know, use what you like. All right. I'm going to clean that brush up. I'm going to move into a little bit smaller brush than that. Just kind of dabbing it. I'm going to go ahead and move down to my 0. A sable brush here. Go into a little bit more, a lighter green, of course. But you got some pretty good highlights in some of these areas here. I'm just kind of taking little dips here and there. And then I want to bring it into the water also. Now these are little fine details you can put in yourself, you know, at your own pace. I kind of like just making this video because I've never put my painting on video before. So this is actually a green light is what I'm using here right at the moment. There's too much there. Like I say, I just want to try to mirror what comes down in the water as close as possible. And I just, like I said, this photograph was taken about 9 o'clock in the morning, and it was extremely calm out. Now you can put as much into this as you want. I'm probably just going to do this part, and then I'm going to come back and later on maybe do a final off camera. You just put all the final little details in it that I want to put in it. So, I mean, you can just spend a lot of time with this. I mean, maybe use a fan brush. That's pretty quick too. I've watched a lot of the artists over the years use those. You know, there's a lot of different techniques. There's lots of brushes, and the important thing is to paint. That's the key. You know what I'm saying? It's paint. Let's put some of these out here, because this is actually kind of blended into it. It's kind of very soft. now I'm going to go into the lighter color here of the actually it's a mixture of permanent green light. Oh, got the camera. Permanent green light and white, or even a little bit, and of course liquid. So the real super light highlights, just to put a couple here and there. Little tiny little strokes, all these are. Little tiny dashes here and there. And then bring it down to here. This camera here, I keep bumping it. I've got it on like a cable that's with a big strong clamp. So for, like I said, the first time, I don't have it on a tripod. I thought I'd try this out first and see how it works. And so far, I think I've bumped it a couple times. So if the video's a little shaky, I do apologize. These areas here are going to be a little. Okay, clean that off now. Get that set. I'm going to go ahead and take my brush. Bumping that. I'm going to kind of pull this a little bit long here, like this, kind of make it look like it blends in a little bit. You know, because it's not 100% pure down there. Now, if you want to get in and paint each leaf, I mean, that's fine too. That's what you want to do. I mean, this is just kind of like an artist rendition, you know, or artistic license. It's real light. I mean, so light, it's crazy. Crazy light. I'm just barely touching it with this light fan brush. Okay. Now what I'll do is I'll go back in again. Go back and see this green here. We're going to kind of make it look a little wavy in here. So add some lines. Give it that reflection look to it. Because there's really keeping everything horizontal. Let's take just a little bit of the light, and put a little bit more liquid into it. It's going to be almost in a little bit of dash of terps. I kind of thin it down almost like it's an ink. I don't want a whole lot on there. Not really loading it up a lot. I just want to hit just a few areas here and there. Just kind of make it look like it's got a little bit of light, ever so lightly across it. Kind of gives it that. Alright, take my fan brush, go ahead and put that across there again, kind of soften it. I'm just going to soften that background a little bit too. Okay. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit of darks. I'm going back into this sap green with some burnt umber. Just going to strike a couple of small lines here and there with the dark too, because there is some dark in it.